Morning guys, welcome to Mod or Fix. Today we're going to be looking at my 2003 MR2 Roadster, and are we modding or are we fixing? We are actually fixing today. So basically we have a problem with the handbrake where it doesn't hold at all. When I first got the car in 2015, I took it for an MOT, which is a roadworthiness test here in the UK, and it failed on the handbrake cables. They were seized, so the MOT guys did that. So I know I've got good handbrake cables. I have personally changed the pads and discs on the car, so I know that they're good. And I adjusted the absolute shit out of the cable, so the fact that the handbrake still doesn't work is a bit of a concern. But I've recently read a guide on the MR2 Owners Club which tells you how to effectively adjust the handbrake cable, not the way I just did it by tightening the shit out of the two nuts. There's a bit of a procedure involved, so I'll run through that in a minute, and hopefully it will help some of you guys out. All right. Okay guys, so I've been trying to find some decent weather to show you how to do this job of adjusting the handbrake, and this is what we have. Rain, 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 right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to do it today, whilst just being in the car and having the doors shut, so you'll have to bear with me. So anyway, let's start. You have to start by removing the center console. You do that by, let me just switch cameras. Can I do that? Hold on. Right, you do that by removing, I don't know if you can see them, 4 screws. So there's one down there where you can see that little holy bit there. Remove the gear knob, which unscrews. There's another screw on this side of the seat, and then there's 2 at the back down there somewhere. Let me just quickly excuse the mess in my car. Okay, down here behind the seat are the other screw holes. So what you need to do is remove all 4 of those screws. The front 2 can be tricky. You can use an L-shaped screwdriver, or you can use a squeeze a screwdriver in there, however you may want to do that. If you're feeling brave, just take the 2 seats out, 4 bolts on each seat. I think they're 14mm, and then all you need is 2 10mm spanners. So give me a second and I'll just whip this center console off. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've pulled off my center console. It was just a matter of unwinding that gear knob and pulling this thing up. What you need to do is pull the handbrake up and then lift the back of the center console up first to clear the little hole, and then pull the front of it up. I've left everything intact, so all the switches and stuff are still plugged in. You can unplug those and disconnect the wires and get it all out of the way totally if you want to, but I'm not really bothered about doing that. I just want to get the job done quick as it is pissing down outside. So have a look at this. So the adjustment for the handbrake, so these are the handbrake cables. They run all the way to the back. As you can see, they're pretty new, and the adjustment is just down there. So I don't know if you can see that properly, but it's 2 10mm nuts. The top one locks it down, and the bottom one is the adjustment. So what I'm going to do is start the car up, and then give me a second. Actually, I'm not going to start the car up. What you need to do is you need to release the handbrake first of all. So release the handbrake all the way down, and then undo those nuts all the way to the top. So I'm going to do that first. Okay guys, slight change of plan here. Because you've got limited space to move your spanner, as I can show you here, you can get like that much of a turn. Not good. So instead of that, get yourself one of these 1/4 inch 10mm deep, and then you can do this instead. A lot easier. So let me just adjust that all the way out, and then I'll show you what to do. Okay guys, so as you can see, I have taken off the top nut totally and slackened off the bottom nut as much as I can. There's absolutely loads of travel in this handbrake now. The reason I took off the top nut was because it's just easier to use a ratchet on the bottom one, and once it's adjusted to the right position, then all you need to do is put the top one back on and lock them together, that's all. So now what the guide actually tells you to do is start up the car. So make sure it's in neutral first, handbrake down, and then start the car up. And then keep pumping the pedal like about 20 times until it goes rock solid, so that you know that the rear calipers are touching the discs, right? Once you've done that, pump, pump, pump. Once you've done that, press the pedal, hold it down, and then pull up the handbrake. Right? As you probably noticed now, it's only gone up about 5 notches. Before it was super loose, so it seems to be working. So I'm gonna put that down again. That was just to show you. So what you need to do is just pump that up, keep pumping and pumping and pumping, and then hold the pedal down and then adjust your handbrake. So I'm going to do that now. Okay guys, so I've adjusted it down about that much, still holding down the brake pedal with the engine running, and I've pulled up the handbrake and it makes about 9 notches, so I'm going to keep adjusting it until I get about 5 notches. So I'll just show you the 9 notches. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, that was actually, and we're at the top. So I don't really want my handbrake that high, so I'm gonna pump the pedal a few more times, hold it down and adjust it until I get about 5 notches, or maybe even 3. Okay guys, so I've adjusted it up to there now and I get about 4 to 5 notches, so, and it's quite tight up there. So let's do a quick test. I haven't tested it yet, so let's do a quick test and see if the car wants to move. Let's do it in reverse. Can't get reverse. Tell you what, I'll do the test in a little while once I put it all back together. Yeah, cool, let's do that. Okay, change of plan. I have decided to test it now because I don't want to put it all back together and have to adjust it again. So handbrake's still at 4 notches, car's in reverse as you can probably hear, and have a look at this. Car is rock solid with that handbrake up, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to put it all back together now, put the locking nut on, and job's a good one. Okay guys, so I'm just going to give you a quick little hints and tips on how to do this. So there is a little thing you can pull out here on the center console. You just pop that out and it's gone. So you can actually do it with the handbrake up or down, but I choose to do it with it up. Put your gears in a forward gear, like first or third or something like that, and then just slide it back and send it home pretty much. It's hard to do this with a phone in my hand, but I'm just gonna switch this off for a second so I don't give you motion sickness and come back to you. See you in a minute. Okay, all done. That was pretty straightforward. If you've got stuff in your little cup holder thing, just be careful because that will all fall out when you take the center console out, so be mindful of that. Clip this thing back in. It's literally just that, and you just go plonk like that. I haven't bothered putting any of my screws back in. I've never had an issue with it. I took them out a long time ago when I adjusted the handbrake or something, and then when I put this collar kit on for the aftermarket gear knob, I also needed it then. So what I did was you put this thing on the top, I believe. You put one of these on the bottom, put that there, that on top, like that, was it? No, that way around. And then this little plastic washer thing you put on there. I got all of that off the MR2 Owners Club. So if you want details about that, happy for you to ping me in the comments. I don't know if they're still for sale, but you know, I've got an aftermarket, I think it's a Vensis gear knob, and I think it suits the car well. So I'm going to just tighten that up, just test the handbrake once more, and I think job's a good one. So okay, so that's the gear knob all back in position, and let me just show you a little test of the handbrake, I guess. So start up the car, clutch is down, as you noticed it was probably in gear. So let's just reverse. So no handbrake, perfect. Okay, another thing to be mindful of is don't over adjust your handbrake, otherwise you will get brake binding and you'll burn out your rear discs and maybe even glaze the pads, so be careful of that. So let's go back into first gear. 5 clicks up. So can we move? No, we can't. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. That's the best handbrake I've ever seen in this car. So thank you MR2 Owners Club for helping me with this, and I hope that I'm able to help lots of other people, because sometimes when you read stuff it seems complicated, but when you actually do it, it's not that hard. So good luck guys, hope it sorts your problems out, and I'll see you next video. If you like this video, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, well, look for a better video, I guess. Right, later.